Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Leonardo Turtles in Time figure made by NECA for the Turtles in Time video game, which was the 16-bit video game that came out quite a while ago because it was an arcade game. And this is one of the many action figure reviews that I'm going to be doing on this channel, with a lot of different figures, new ones that will be coming out, and possibly some old ones if you want me to revisit any. Just leave your comments in the below of what you would like to see in the future. But yeah, so today I'm going to be doing the Turtles in Time Leo, which is made by NECA. And I've also got the Slash from the same line, and I will be doing a review for that as well. So stick around for that. And so today I'm going to be starting with talking about the packaging and how Leo looks inside the packaging. Then we are going to open up Leonardo and have a look at the figure itself with the accessories it comes with and the articulation. So with the packaging, you can see this, it's got like this purple colour scheme with like a dimensional portal sort of colour scheme, because I think it's like a time travel sort of themed game. I haven't played the game myself, but I know people who have, and I'm pretty sure it's like a time travel themed game. So on the front of the box you've got all 4 turtles with their arcade machine design. So these were the designs that were on the side of the arcade machines. You've got TMNT at the top, Turtles in Time, Leo in a very sort of arcade font, and then you've got the Leo himself. You can see his 2 swords, there's a hoverboard in there, and you've got the Leo himself. And then if you turn the packaging to the side, you've got the different levels from the game, and then you've got the turtles. The turtles do look a bit funny, but that's because of the old design, I guess, and they wanted to make it very nostalgic, so that's what they went with. And then if we go to the back of the box, you've got a picture of the Leo on the hoverboard. You've got your Donnie, which is called Don on here. You've got your Slash, which I've got sitting over there, which I'll be doing a review on in the next action figure review. And then you've got a Foot Soldier. I believe they also made a Raph and Mikey in a 2-pack, and then a Shredder and a Splinter in a 2-pack maybe. I'm not 100% sure on that, but those figures have definitely been made. And then if you go to this side, you've got the same on the other side, and then you've got Turtles in Time at the top. And at the bottom, just some legal stuff and the barcode. And this figure is like retails for about 40 British pounds. I managed to pick it up for 30, and same with the other figure. So I'm going to let you know if that was worth it. Alright, it's time to open up the box and have a look. Right guys, here is the Leo out of the packaging, and first impressions of this figure, it looks amazing. NECA have done a great job with the overall look of this figure and the overall mould of the figure as well. For a Turtles figure, it is a very high quality look and finish on the figure, but for the price tag that they have put on it, you would expect it to be so. One major problem with this figure is, and this is like the main thing I want to talk about with the figure, is although it looks great and it'll look great in your displays or on your shelves, or even playing with it, it'll be a good figure. But the one major problem, which it seems to be a problem with a lot of the NECA figures, especially with the Turtles in Time figures as well, looking at most customer reviews and most action figure reviews for this figure online, is that the mold of the figure and like the joints are very stiff due to apparently it's the paint. So due to the paint, the mold of this figure is very stiff. Like the joints are very stiff, and moving basic joints like arm rotation and sort of leg rotation, and the knees on my Leo are okay, and the feet on my Leo are okay as well. That's all well, but the main problem I've been having with this figure is getting the arm to come out this way. Getting the arm to come out is kind of impossible. because if you put too much pressure on it, it seems like it is about to snap, so you obviously do not want to break the figure, so it's best just to leave it there. But there is a method with either you can put this figure in boiling water, or you can use a hairdryer on the joints to loosen the joints up. But there's also a risk that you could damage the figure by doing that. But apparently using these methods may not always work, and your figure might actually just be stuck like that, and there may not be like any way at all to sort of fix that, which is a very big problem on NECA's part. Although they have added this amazing paintwork, it is restricting the figure a little bit. So the problems I've been having is obviously the extending the shoulder joint upwards. I can basically not do that. I applied a bit of force to this one yesterday and it moved up, but I didn't want to apply anymore, so I just put it back down in risk of damaging the figure. And the other thing I've got with this figure is the elbow joints as well. Are very, I can kind of move them. As you can see, I've kind of just bent his arm there, but it's not really working out too well because of the stiffness of the joints. So I will try and loosen that after, but I just want to let you know about that in advance. So the articulation of this figure is arm rotation, which I've had no problem with. It's kind of stiff, but that's fine. It can't rotate fully back because of the shell. That's kind of obvious and understandable. You don't get 360, but you get about 180 arm rotation. You are supposed to be able to move the shoulders out, but that's not possible on my figure at this time, as there is a lot of stiffness around about here in the joint. Round about here in the joint, there's a lot of stiffness. And we have got bicep rotation, which is very helpful for a sword wielding figure like Leo. We have got your single jointed, I can't actually tell, I think it's single jointed. You got your single jointed elbow here, which mine doesn't want to move either because of the stiffness of the joint, as I've said before. You've got your wrists, which are interchangeable. I'll show you the interchangeable hands you've got now with the wrist articulation. So I've kept them in the box there. It's just open-handed fists. So I'm not going to be changing those because of, again, the stiffness, and I don't really fancy breaking this figure as it is such a good figure to have on my shelf. And I have no use for the open wielding hands anyway, as I always want him to be holding the swords. His swords fit very, very good in his hands overall. They like are not loose at all. Like the grip on the hand is very, very good. It's very, very tight, as you can see, and that is the same with the other one. And there's no ab crunch, which is understandable on a Turtles figure, because you wouldn't really expect them to have ab crunch. Then we move on to the leg rotation. He can do the splits. My leg rotation on the Leo is a bit fine. This one is a bit stiff, so you can't really do the splits with this leg. His leg goes up, down. We've got a thigh swivel, which is fine on both legs. We've got both legs move together, by the way, when you move the right leg. So just keep that in mind. And we've got a double jointed knee. So we've got one above the sort of armor and one below. So as you can see with this one here, we've got the way my plastic has broke is that the top one is broken on the right leg, and then the bottom one is broken on the left leg. So I'm just going to keep it like that. And then we've got the foot articulation is very good. We've got this foot, we can just move all around. It seems like it's on a ball joint, but I don't think it is. And we can also get an ankle pivot with the foot, which can get him into some decent poses. And then basically the head looks down about that much. And then you've got like a neck pivot joint here, which allows the neck to move kind of around, which allows for him to look up or down a bit more, then you can look up there, and then you've got your articulation of the back of the bandana, so you can pose that whichever way you want. This is also removable, by the way, guys. I'll just showcase it off now. Is just a little peg joint that goes in. I was messing about with it before. Just a little peg joint that goes in. So if you do want your Leo without the end of the bandana, which I don't know, kind of looks cool, but I don't think it looks very natural considering the overall look of the Leo. You can do that if you want to, and then you can just plug it right back in. Overall, that is very good. And with the overall stance of the figure, he can stand in very, very nice poses and very, very fun poses like on your Turtles display, and he looks very good. And the reason why I was very attracted to this figure is because it looks like the 80s Leo from the 80s animated show, which I'm a big fan of. So that is one of the main reasons why I was attracted to this figure. And then with this figure, you've also got your hoverboard, which you can either, there's a little peg here which you can put his foot in, or you can just place him on there like this. You can just place him on there like this and he will stand. But you can also peg his foot in, which is better in my opinion, but it may loosen the foot articulation as it'll cause stress on the joint of the foot here, as it'll become very like easy to move. But overall, you can get him on some very good poses on the board. You can tilt the board and keep him on there if you stick the peg in, and then you could tilt him down, which he stays on without the peg. You could tilt him up, which he needs the peg for. Yep. And then you can put the board in your display piece with this to make it look like it's flying. Apparently it's a surfboard because it's used in the sewers, so it's used on water. But yeah, it looks more like a hoverboard to me just because of this piece, which makes it look like it's flying. So yeah, so that board is overall very good. We've got a very nice plastic here. And one more thing I just want to talk about before we end this review, guys, is the if you do purchase this figure or any other Turtles in Time figure, because they all seem to be made with the same paint and the same sort of plastic, is that there is it will come with a bit of chipping maybe, but that chipping can be easily scratched off. Like I had a lot of chipping on this head and like on the top of the head here, and I just managed to scratch it off by just picking at it, and it just became normal again. So that was alright, but you might just have to do that. And also the big sort of problem I had with this figure was the joints. So just keep that in mind, guys, when you're buying the figure. And I will try and loosen the joints later, but it depends because I don't really want to risk damaging this figure whatsoever. But overall, it is a very amazing figure. I'm just going to show you what it looks like standing next to a regular 6-inch figure. So here's the Iron Man from Age of Ultron. The Leo's legs are bent right now, so let me just stand him up straight so you can get his full height there next to the Iron Man. This is the Age of Ultron Iron Man from the Marvel Legends series, which is a good figure. Stands at a good height for Iron Man as well, so stands at about 6 inches. So this stands at about like next to this at about 5.5 inches. So yeah, a very good stance point for a Turtles figure overall. But yeah, guys, that is it. If you did enjoy this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and tune in for more Turtles reviews, because I've got Slash here. I'll just show him off here next to the Leo. I've got Slash here, which I'll be doing a review on next, and stay tuned for that to see how that figure turns out. And I will be bringing more action figure reviews in the future, so subscribe for that. If you did enjoy this video, give it a like, share with all your family and friends. Thank you for the support so far, guys. It's been amazing, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.